Who this morning we have been celebrating the older women in our lives, and that's after older women Tracy Chapman, Joni Mitchell, Annie Lennox, they stole the show at the Grammys last night, and Tony in Portsmouth nominated Maddy Harland, and they both join me now. How are you both? Tony, why did you nominate Maddy?
Hi, Jeanette. Great show. Because she has done something real and kept doing it for over 32 years. It's a magazine called Permaculture, and it's not just about what we all say; it's about what we all do. Like some of your earlier callers said, that was the main reason.
Did you tell Maddy about this? Did you tell her you're going to nominate her?
No, I listened to the show early in the morning, and I just thought, it's like someone said earlier, other women need to hear other women's voices, not, and so that was the reason. So I didn't tell her, so it's a big surprise.
It's a big surprise for her, I'm sure it is, and she's on the line. For you, Maddy, good afternoon, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Oh, it's a shock, isn't it, when someone is really recognising your work and they give you a shout out on the radio, and here you are talking to me on the radio.
Yeah. Very sweet, very sweet.
How do you feel when people really recognise your work?
I feel so much gratitude. I mean, I've been banging on about the environment and ecological solutions specifically, so not, with an awareness of what's going wrong and what is wrong, but also with the solutions of how do we collectively put it right. So I've been talking about climate change for over 25 years and regenerative agriculture and no-dig gardening, and I've published with my late husband over 100 books on the subject that have sold all over the world. But also I really love putting what we put into print and onto YouTube and so forth. I love putting it into practice. I've just started restoring an old coppice woodland in North Devon.
Wow.
That hasn't been touched for probably since the Second World War, and it's really species rich, beautiful. It just needs a little bit of attention, like all elderly people do, just to bring it into good health and good heart.
And just give it life.
It keeps me fit.
And I was
my 60s.
about to say, Maddy, how much fulfilment do you get from the work that you do? And how much has that changed and evolved as you have got older?
So I think in some ways, doing something for over 30 years, it becomes deeply part of your heart and your life. And for me, it's really important to do the publishing and offer people inspiration and hope for the future. I'm very concerned about future generations. I've got 2 daughters in their 30s, and maybe one day I might have grandchildren. So I really care about what's going to happen long after I've gone. And so for me, it's really important to live my life as fully and as positively as possible for the future, not just for my generation who've, probably inadvertently messed it up a bit.
But you think about, I'm just listening to you and I'm thinking about the things that you are doing because you love to be able to do them. Is that the same level of advice that you'd give to myself or to Tony or for anyone who looks up to you as someone who's a bit older and inspirational?
Totally. I mean, Joseph Campbell, the great mythologist, said, find your joy. And we have to find, it's no point in being an activist and an unhappy one. We have to find the things that make our hearts sing, that make us feel joyful. And then you don't get burnt out. You can keep going into your 4th decade, and it's good for your well-being and your health, and it also makes a contribution to society. So not everyone wants to grow veg or coppice hazel woodlands or something like that. We all have different ways of contributing and interacting with other human beings in a positive way. And we need to find what moves us and what gets us out of bed in the morning. And certainly in the last few months, it's been absolute survival for me, because I very sadly, unexpectedly lost my love, my partner.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
September. And, so you have to find ways of going on and staying well and staying fit, even in the face of great sadness.
Oh, Maddy, that is absolutely beautiful. Thank you so, so much for coming on. And Tony, thank you for nominating Maddy. That's made me feel so wholesome this afternoon. So thank you to both of you. Brilliant stuff. That is brilliant. We are celebrating older women. And of course, Maddy absolutely needs to be celebrated. But I did mention a few minutes ago some